Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the UTK Podcast. I'm Ganiyat, and I'm your host. I'm also a beautypreneur, project manager, and natural hair lover. Or should I say natural hair groupie? And of course, I can't forget to say hello to our returning listeners. You guys are amazing. Yeah. And if you're new here, welcome. We have over 90 episodes for you to dive into after listening to this one. I'm sure you're probably thinking, how can you have 90 episodes or instances just talking about hair? It's just hair now. The reality is, hair matter is plenty. It is plenty. Hair is deep, man. And there's so many fronts you can dissect hair from. Think hair care. Think about the science of hair, lifestyle, culture, politics, and so on. We are close to 100 conversations about hair, yes, and I am so excited, but should I say shocked that I'm saying this? Because when I started this podcast, I was thinking, how am I even going to get to episode 10? We're like climbing, we're crawling, we're slowly walking. No, we're actually moonwalking to episode 100. Almost 100 opportunities to learn, laugh, challenge myths, and hopefully help you build a more beautiful relationship with your hair. Today's episode is our usual me just bantering to you guys about my views on hair or hair matters or hair education. No guest though. Just me diving into a recent hair experience that took me by surprise. I decided to get flat twists for the first time ever. Yes, I know it doesn't sound like major news because you're talking about flat twists, Ganiyat. It's nothing special, it's nothing new. I know. But hear me out there. I had never worn flat twist before. Cornrows, many times. I did plaits. Plaits was like my usual go-to. Twists? Absolutely. But when it came to flat twist, it actually wasn't until May this year that I tried it for the first time. And after styling my hair in flat twist, I just found myself asking a question I hadn't really thought about. Why didn't anyone tell me that flat twists were so comfortable? The one thing that immediately stood out for me was that my scalp wasn't screaming. And my forehead didn't feel like it was being pulled back. So, that then got me thinking. If flat twists and cornrows are considered protective styles, why did they feel so different for me? Why do they feel different for me? Was it just my own personal experience, or is there actually hair science behind it? So today, we're diving into my first experience with flat twists, why they felt different from cornrows for me, what research, trichology research, says about tension and protective style, the advantages and disadvantages of both styles, which style may be better for setting hair goals, and lastly, how to choose the right style for your own hair and scalp. And before we dive in, let me say this. I am not declaring that flat twists are better than cornrows today. That is not the aim of this episode. This is just a conversation about understanding what our hair and scalp are telling us. Let's get into it. So my first flat twist experience. For some context, I recently got back from Nigeria, and I would say this was about a month ago or so. And while I was there, I made sure I got my hair done on a weekly basis. I sure did. I love that when I visit Nigeria, I have the option to get my hair done at home. And the cost of actually getting hair done is very affordable, which I absolutely love. For me, I would say it's very affordable. I remember my first week in Lagos, I decided to get medium-sized cornrows. There was a lady that came to get my hair done at home, which was amazing. The second week, I had cornrows done again. And like the first week, my scalp wasn't having it. My scalp felt very tight. And for me, I've become a veteran DIY braider. I consider myself that. I've learned to be very, very gentle with my hair. And fortunately, or should I say unfortunately, my scalp has become super sensitive to hairstylists that go the extra mile to make sure your natural hair looks very, very crisp, like no strands left behind. And if you're a returning listener, you know that I always assess my hair goals at the end of the year. So this is your plug to check out episode 91, where I do a media check-in on my 2026 hair goals. One of the things that I committed to do this year was to stop dabbling in hair care habits that are bad for my hair health. Yeah, I'm laughing because episode 91 is actually interesting. You'd understand why I said so. So, coming back to my experience in Lagos, by week 3, I decided to ditch cornrows and try, milder styling options. That was what brought me to doing my hair in flat twists. The first thing I noticed with flat twist hairstyles was comfort, not beauty. Neatness, I'll rate it like a 50-something%. Comfort, absolutely. Usually, when I get cornrows, there's a bit of an adjustment period. It's not as bad as it used to be for me before because I've learned to speak out when someone is getting my hair done. If their grip is too tight, if my scalp feels very uncomfortable, I do speak up. So when I do cornrows these days, there's a bit of tension, but not too much. But for some of my peoples that get cornrows done, now. You try to sleep, and then you accidentally roll on one side, and then your scalp reminds you immediately that it exists. With flat twist though, that adjustment period never came for me. I kept waiting for the discomfort to kick in. It just never arrived. And I realized something. Growing up, I always thought that tight styles or something that is tight equals neat. And I think some of our listeners can relate. Like tight meant long-lasting or professional or, worth the money. But nowhere in that equation did I think to ask, how does my hair actually feel? Why does discomfort need to be part of my beauty standard? Why do I accept pain as proof that a hairstyle was actually done well? Switching gears, what exactly is the difference between flat twists and cornrows? So I'm going to start with the basics. Cornrows use 3 sections of hair. The hair is braided closely against your scalp. The braid structure creates a firm and secure pattern. While with flat twists, you use 2 sections of hair. The hair is twisted rather than braided, and then the style sits very close to the scalp. But usually, creates less tension while being done. So think of it this way. Cornrows are the stronger architectural structure. Flat twists are the softer structure. They can both be beautiful. They are both considered protective, but they create different levels of tension. And tension is where this conversation gets interesting. Now, what hair research says about tension? One of the most studied hair conditions affecting Black women is traction alopecia. I know you've probably heard this word a lot, but traction alopecia happens when hair experiences repeated pull and tension over time. The key phrase here is over time. It's not one style. It's not an appointment. It's consistent tension. Researchers have consistently found that styles involving tight braiding and pulling increase the risk of traction alopecia. And what are some of the signs of traction alopecia? The warning signs. They include scalp tenderness, redness, presence of bumps, and headaches. I just have to emphasize, these are not normal signs when it comes to getting your hair done or styling your hair. They are truly warning signs. But back in the day, and even more recently, I've actually treated them as part of the process. And to make this more relatable for myself, right? I'm just imagining that my sister or friend gifted me a pair of shoes. And this pair of shoes hurt every time I walked. For me, that's not normal. I consider it to be a problem. But somehow, or should I say, we have normalized painful styles. So let's talk about the advantages of cornrows. And I just have to give cornrows their flowers. There's a reason this style has existed for centuries, for thousands of years. Cornrows are long-lasting, they're versatile, they're low maintenance, they're excellent for wearing wigs, they're perfect for swimming, they're great for people who want a style that stays neat for weeks. And I'm not done, no. Cornrows also stretch the hair effectively. I can witness to that. For people who experience significant shrinkage, this can be a major advantage of actually doing cornrows. Many protective styles are built on cornrow foundations because they provide strong structure. So, as I said before, this is not an anti-cornrow episode. The focus here is tension awareness and just bringing that to light. Switching gears, I want to share the advantages of flat twists. So, let's talk about why flat twists won me over. The first thing is comfort. It's super comfortable. Second, it's very easy to unravel or remove or undo. Third, you experience potentially less tension. The fourth reason is that it's easier DIY styling. I also noticed that my scalp felt more relaxed throughout the weeks of trying flat twist styles. There wasn't that constant sensation of tenderness or being pulled, basically. For many people recovering from edge damage, scalp sensitivity, if you're going through postpartum shedding, or early signs of traction alopecia, a low tension style may feel more manageable. And flat twists can also create beautiful twist out results when it's taken down. So it's almost like getting two hairstyles from just doing flat twists. Balance is everything. So we've talked about the advantages of flat twists. Now I'm going to switch to the disadvantages. Now, let's be honest. Every style has drawbacks. For flat twists, they may unravel more easily. It may require more maintenance. It lasts fewer weeks than cornrows, and it usually needs refreshing sooner compared to cornrows. So now, cornrows generally win the longevity contest. Yes, cornrows can last. As I said, let's give cornrows its flowers. Flat twists generally wins when it comes to comfort. And depending on your lifestyle, one may matter more than the other. If you're preparing for a 3-week vacation, you might choose differently than, for instance, someone looking for a weekend protective style. We've talked about the pros and the cons of flat twist and cornrows. If you were considering either styles, these are some of the questions you should think about. So, instead of taking the approach of asking questions like, which style is better? Maybe you should consider asking, which style is better for me at the moment? Also consider other questions like, is my scalp sensitive? Am I experiencing thinning edges? Do I need maximum longevity? Am I looking to prioritize comfort? How often will I moisturize my hair? Do I have tension headaches after styling? The answers matter more than any trends or hairstyles. Before ending today's episode, I just wanted to share that this whole flat twist experience taught me something unexpected. Sometimes healthier hair care is not about finding a magical product. Sometimes it's just about paying attention to the little things. Comfort on your scalp, tightness on your scalp, right? The truth is that your scalp communicates with you, but are you actually listening? For me, flat twists were a reminder that protective styling does not have to hurt. And if you've been wearing styles that leave you counting down the days until you actually take them down, this might be your sign to explore other options, seriously. And it's not because cornrows are bad, it's not because flat twists are perfect, but your hair journey deserves curiosity. It doesn't deserve suffering. It doesn't. And I'd love to hear from you. Are you team cornrows? Team flat twists? Or are you somewhere in the middle? Send us your preference and your hair stories. Send an email to hello@unravelingtheknots.com or simply DM us at UTK Podcast. As usual, one more thing. We'd appreciate your rating wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you. I remain your host, Ganiyat. Catch you on the next episode of UTK.